Alright, so this is the second part to my video, and you know, dealing with the water pump again. There's the old nasty one, there's the brand new one. Once you get all the bolts off, all the 3/8 bolts, you basically just pull it off. And you know, if you have any resistance trying to get it off, you can you know, do what I did. Use a nice pry-bar and just kind of wedge it in there. But you know, be easy. Now where I'm gonna get my my scraper tool, wherever the frick I put it, and we're gonna scrape off the old gasket. Alright, make sure you really get that gasket off and you really get those chunks off. See these little pieces right here? They're wedged all up, all around here. Make sure you get all that old gasket off before you put the new one on. Scrape and scrape. And it would also help too to use a wire brush for shining it up nice and getting some of those that fucking gasket off. And spend a good deal of time cleaning off that old gasket. Switch between parts, you know, scraper to a wire brush, you know, make it look nice and shiny. Don't be afraid to spend a lot of time on this. This is really important. Okay, I got the new gasket right here, you know, right alongside the brand new water pump, and I'm gonna use some gasket sealer. I'm going to apply it to the outer perimeter of the gasket, and I'm going to place it in its place. Alright, now you can see the blue gasket sealer, and the gasket's placed back on its location. We're going to go ahead and put the water pump back on. You know, it's like a puzzle. I know you can figure it out when you're working on it. We're going to put it back on, and then we're going to tighten the bolts. Alright guys, now it's always better off to use brand new bolts and screws when replacing parts. However, when I went over to the parts store, Advanced Auto Parts, they didn't give me a new set with the new piece. So I'm just reusing the old ones. You know, I took my wire brush and you know, I cleaned all the grooves and rivets out to make the bolts as new as I could. And when you're tightening them, go crisscross. Go from this one down to this one, over to here, over to here. Go crisscross. That way you're applying an even amount of pressure along the whole piece. Go ahead and tighten them all back up. You'll want to tighten them to 11 foot-pounds and then torque them to 80%. Be careful, do not break these, because if you break these screws and these bolts, it's going to be a pain to get those out. Alright, go ahead and put your pulley back on there. Tighten it up. Don't over tighten it. Don't tighten it very much, because you're going to put your serpentine belt on and then you're going to re-tighten it all the way. Bolts, pulley, put that on. Okay, go back to the diagram we created earlier, the belt diagram. Wrap the hoses around properly, and then use your belt tensioner or your 15mm socket wrench or a 15mm wrench. Apply it to the tensioner. Go counterclockwise and reapply tension. Alright, and after that, fill the radiator up with radiator fluid, engine coolant, mixture of water, 50-50. Here's your bleeder valve. Adjust that, crank the car up, bleed the radiator, fill up your fluids, and that's how you replace the water pump on a 2003 Buick Lesabre. See you guys later.